Hello, BT2 students. I hope you're all doing well. Today's lesson is distinguishing between fact and opinion. It's probably a lesson that you've come across recurrently in previous years, but today we're going to talk about more aspects of how to distinguish between fact and opinion in real life as well. So to start with, let's see what a fact is. So a fact generally refers to something that is true and can be verified as such. That is a fact, something that can be proven to be true by referring to certain resources and investigating it. For example, in 2010, more than 1 billion cars were in use around the world. So this could simply be verified to be true by going to statistics and finding reliable information related to it. What is an opinion? An opinion refers to a personal belief. It relates to how someone feels about something. Others may agree or disagree with an opinion, but they cannot prove or disprove it sometimes. This is what defines it as an opinion. So, for example, people who are caught violating traffic laws should have to pass traffic safety courses. So if I cannot prove this or disprove it, then it's simply an opinion. Most people would agree with this, but if it's not proved to be true by all, so mostly it's an opinion. So why are fact and opinion so important? So the ability to distinguish between fact and opinion helps you, the students, to develop critical and analytical skills in both reading and listening skills in daily life as well. Fact and opinion are often woven together in text and speeches, so we cannot distinguish them from each other when we're reading a whole text just simply by looking at them. It's therefore imperative and important that you are able to unravel the threads of what is true from what is mere belief if you are to be successfully navigating the surge of media that you encounter in your lifetime. So, for example, nowadays we hear a lot of news on a daily basis. So, how can we distinguish the right news from the wrong news, the one that are based on facts compared to the one that are based on opinion? So, whether on the news, in advertising, or a history book, distinguishing between what is factual and what is based on opinion is crucial and important to becoming an independent person with critical abilities that are necessary to avoid being manipulated and used easily. This way, you can make your own way of thinking based on factual information rather than by just grasping opinion from here and there. The language of fact and opinion is very important to know the signal words and phrases that identify a fact versus an opinion. So, as I mentioned previously, often writers will liven up their facts with a sprinkling of opinion. Unfortunately, it can at times be difficult to extract the verifiable truths from the author's preferences and biases. Luckily, the language used itself often throws us some helpful clues in the forms of words and phrases that assist us, the readers, in identifying statements as fact-based or opinion-based. Let's see an example. So let's take a look at some examples of those signal words and phrases being used in the sentence fragments that often precede a statement of fact or opinion. For example, in facts, we could use the following. The annual report confirms scientists have recently discovered, according to the results of the test, and investigation demonstrated. So using verbs such as confirms, discovered, or demonstrated gives us a hint of factual information. While in opinion, he claimed that it's the officer's view that the report argues that many scientists suspect that. So these verbs like claimed, argued, and suspect are more on the opinion uh, side rather than the fact because there's like not 100% chance that this is factual information. As we can see from the given examples, the language used to introduce a statement can be helpful in indicating whether it's being framed as a fact or an opinion. Also, it's important to identify bias. So we begin to evaluate a text for bias by first identifying how much of the text is fact-based and how much is based on opinion. Once this is done, you must then analyze whether the opinions expressed in the text are biased by considering whether the writer has provided incomplete information, intentionally ignored or left out information to persuade the reader, or allowed their own personal experiences to cloud any sense of objectivity. So, has the writer been more subjective and inclined to one side of the story than the other? Did he not show us the whole picture? This way, he could be accused of being biased. Not only is the ability to identify bias in the writing of others essential and important, this knowledge will be of great benefit to you when it comes to forming and expressing your own opinion. So you can't just form your opinion based on one side of the story. You always want to know the whole story in order to be more objective rather than subjective and come up with the correct information. So for you this week, I'd like you to highlight the notes in your book, page 245. Also, you can jot down any notes that you've come across in this video. You can pause at any time and write them down in your copybook. And complete the applications 1, 2, and 3, pages 245 to 248. And please submit via the Olive portal by Saturday, April 11. And I wish you have a good day.